Hey, Lady V. You're hearing my voice. This is Phil. And I want to talk with you about the women's conference, and I want to do it in a meaningful way, in a way that I can get a lot of information to you. Ideally, I'd love if you could give feedback on the spot and kind of converse with me, but I want to make sure that we keep the ball moving forward, and it's a really busy time for everybody. So that said, I'm going to kind of talk through some of the progress that I've made over the holidays and before then, and then kind of put it in your hands and we can talk about it. We can FaceTime, we can chat, we can text, we can call, I can come to you, whatever works best. But let's talk about Real Housewives of Kansas City because it's coming up in May. We've still got 4 full months. We're not behind. I'm not worried. You should not be either. We're making plenty of progress on the backside. That said, I'd rather have more time than less time. So what you're seeing in front of you is actually something I've designed that I think would be really, really nice on little tiny, almost business cards, maybe that size for people to hand out. I think that would be really, really ideal because they're small enough that people can grab a few and hand them out. They're cheap to print. You can print many per page. It's attractive. It's fun. If we put this in a nice glossy print on a business card size, that would be good. I have Christy Smith on here because I designed this a long time ago, so I know that will be swapped out. I wanted to ask, is there anybody else that we want to include in this women's conference? I'm going to talk about, I had contacted one other person before we had talked about dropping Christy, so I'll talk about her in a little bit. But if not, is there anybody that you want to be a part of this? Something we need to squeeze in, somebody we need to have. I know you've mentioned a couple different people, so I'm going to make sure that we get whoever in we need to get in. So let's talk through some things. Vision. This conference is going to be huge. This conference is going to be great. I can't stop thinking about this conference. My life is the busiest it has ever been, and this is one of those things in the top 3 priorities that I'm attending to because I believe in this. I want to do a women's conference. Jen and I want to do a women's conference so badly because I've seen what it can do. This conference is going to be a time of spiritual refreshing and commitment. I'm a vision guy. I don't want to just throw an event together. I want to see what this event is going to do. And I have a hunger to see our people, our women, our men, our children, everybody really, really run aggressively after God and seek deeper things, not just a church experience, not just a Jesus experience, but a Holy Ghost experience, something that really changes their lives. And that's what I want this conference to be. So know that that's framing my thinking as I'm kind of putting everything forward on my end. I want this conference to be edgy, to be real, and to be almost provocative. I've been to so many church functions over the last 25 years that you just get sick of them after a while because you hear the same things, you go through the motions, and that's it. A lot of people aren't talking about what we need to get through our day-to-day lives. So that's what I really want this theme, or what I see this theme being, is the real Housewives of Kansas City. Yeah, play on words and kind of a funny little joke, but what's it like to be real? Because just because you're a woman in the church doesn't mean you have any different problems than a woman in the world has. So it's all about being real, being you, understanding that you're going to have problems just like everybody else. And I want this conference to be a turning point in the lives of many women, not only for our church, but women in the community. And finally, I want this to be an event of unity where we bring women in from the community who are unchurched, who are from different churches, who are from different denominations and different belief systems than we're from. And I want them to see that we can do this journey, this God thing together, that despite our differences or despite who we call our pastors, that we're all united under one faith. So let's talk about some of the specifics, starting with the stage. I've got kind of big ideas, but I think they'll be simple executions. So this is my, little design of what our stage looks like now, right? You've got your podium here. You've got our steps. This would be the congregation, where the congregation sits, and then the wall. What I really want to do is have a black backdrop that stretches from wall to wall, ideally. I know that we have one right now, and I'm not sure of its length. I'll talk about prices to rent another one in a little bit. What I want to do is create a cityscape, life size. I'm talking 5-6 feet tall. I've already talked to Tony, who has said that this is definitely doable and something that he can do and can recruit a team of people to do. Should be very simple. We can actually make these out of cardboard, and I'll talk through pricing in just a little bit. But what I want to do is kind of fill the stage with a cityscape. To get a black backdrop, it's $3.75 a square foot from a local Kansas City party company. That's where I found it the cheapest. We can talk through some of the other options there too. This is the vision I see for the cityscape, kind of. hopefully you can kind of see where I'm going here. I want edgy, fun. See how these are very clean cut, very well thought out, well designed, but also kind of messy, kind of chic, kind of like drabby a little bit too. That's what I really want. We'll use a little bit more feminine colors than you see here. Some pinks, some purples, some of this blue. I really like this mint green down here. And I really want these to be life size. We can do that with cardboard. You see how these are actually cardboard too. Nice, thin, easily supported, easy to cut out. Doesn't require a lot of skill for cutting. It only requires painting, and it's, as you can see, it's not fine detail painting, it's kind of just creative painting. So I think it's something that we can do. I've talked to Tony, I've shown him these pictures. He said yes, it's definitely something we can do. Just let him know what he needs. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Instead of having these windows just kind of be painted in, see how there's like windows and everything? I'd love if these were cut out, because I'll talk about later, I'd love to have lights shining through there from the back, especially for the fashion show, which we'll talk about in a little bit too. But this is just kind of what I'm thinking might work out really well. Cardboard, we can get a bundle of 30 60-inch by 96-inch sheets. That's huge. 60 inches is 5 feet. I'm no mathematician, so I can't tell you what 96 inches is, but it's bigger than 5 feet. From uline.com, I think shipping is $9.95, $180, $189.99, and plus paint. So I think that's actually, at least from what I do, not dealing with any money, pretty reasonable, and on the lower end of what I've seen for stage design in the past. Know that I don't know how budget works, and I'm 100% submissive to whatever you and Pastor E have to say to decide, so we can negotiate, renegotiate, talk about other things, but I'm just trying to get something in your hands. So on nights like Friday night and Saturday night, I'm thinking maybe a more casual environment. So we have the black backdrop, we've got the cityscape, maybe we have another backdrop or a different background. I'm not sure. We can talk about this. I don't know if we have access to a chandelier or something that functions as a chandelier. Looking at Hobby Lobby, you can get kind of plaster-y mock-ups for about $35. Might be really, really, just kind of nice and elegant. And then maybe moving a couch right up here in front of the steps so it can be a nice casual atmosphere. I think this will also work well with performing arts, which, as you can probably guess, I'm going to talk about in a second too. Let's talk about fashion show, because that also involves usage of the stage. Again, I see filling the entire stage with a cityscape. I think one bundle of 30 will do just that. 60 by 96 is a lot of cardboard. I don't anticipate us messing up, because cutting out is going to be easy, and if we mispaint it or paint it in a way that doesn't look great, we just paint it again, or we turn it over and paint it. So there's a lot of flexibility here. We could even paint one side in one way and then paint the other side in a completely different way and change it up each night. There's a lot of room for discussion. Anticipate that we could have some window cutouts, like I said before, and this is a very simplistic design, of course, but if we did window cutouts, we could have the flashing lights behind there. I know Lauren has access to some lighting that the church uses already. We could put it behind there. That would kind of illuminate the fashion stage. We could put some strobes back there, so it would be shining through the windows. I think it would be kind of cool. And then we would have the stage coming back. Looking into prices for the stage, we can get 4 by 8 feet sections of stage for $45 each. I anticipate we would need about $240 worth. We'd want it to be pretty long, and this does come as bare plywood, so we'd have to carpet it or cover it with something if we wanted it to look nicer. I don't know if there's room for negotiation. This is the same Kansas City, Shawnee, Lenexa, there's several branches of it, rental company. I don't know if we rent more, if there's a negotiation in the price. I don't know if you want to explore other options. I don't know if you want to look into building one, which I can't anticipate would be that difficult, but I'm terrible as far as that's concerned, so you don't want me building you one. But let's talk about this. This is one of the details I would want to get kind of around earlier rather than later, but just so you can kind of see where I'm going. Performing arts. I have talked to Karen. What I anticipate is using a setup much like this. See, this looks kind of like a living room, to reenact Christianese versions of the Real Housewives. So some of the iconic moments in the Real Housewives, we would tailor them. We would make them laughable, funny. I'll work with Karen on writing some scripts. We're going to be talking in the next 2 weeks. I've actually talked to her just the other day on Facebook. She's all game, excited, thinks that it's totally doable. Anticipate that these mini skits could be used as an opener or somewhere in it. I don't have them built into the schedule yet, because we can talk about what the schedule looks like, but we're talking 7 to 10 minutes, if that. Really, really short, really, really simple, really, really funny, where we have housewives, much like on the shows. So again, kind of humorous, and we'll just kind of see where it goes. But Karen is all good to go. I want to talk with you before I meet with her, hopefully to kind of see what you're thinking about the direction of that. I've looked into t-shirts because I think that t-shirts are always a good thing. Um, there are a lot of really great t-shirt printing companies. I know the churches actually use some. We could do something really simple. Hashtag shirts are really in right now, kind of riding that Twitter wave, social media wave. You see a lot of these in marketing. So, like I said, that theme is kind of being real. Who are you? You have real problems. So we could do shirts that on the front say something like hashtag real deal or hashtag no fakes allowed, right? See, kind of going with that edgy, provocative, hashtag no perfect people. These could be male t-shirts or female t-shirts, right? But could supplement the women's conference. Could be purchased for $10, which I think would still give us about a $3 to $4 profit typically. Black t-shirt, white screen printing, super simple design, not going to cost us a lot of money. And that's an opportunity to make up some of the funds that we put out. Again, up to you. I don't know if t-shirts are something you want to do, but know that it's something I've done in the past and something we might want to look into for this. Promotion. So I showed you that card at the beginning. We'll ideally print a bunch of those and encourage people, not just women, to take stacks of them. I want to get the video promo to other churches, and I'd like to show the video promo to TWC again 2 or 3 times now, and then we'll kind of really hit them aggressively in March again. We need to urge our people to promote, to flood Facebook and social media. I'll be creating a series of Facebook flyers. I have some already designed that we'll post on the church's page, and people can simply click share. That will give all the information they need. And again, the use of those promo cards I think will be really good as well. It might be really beneficial to actually have a mini conversation with the church about this. I'm not sure if that's something you want to do. Jennifer and I are also happy to do that. We don't want to overstep. We don't want to, we don't want to overstep, I guess is the way to say it. But we're also not afraid. There's nothing you can throw on us that will catch us off guard. So that's something you'd like us to do. We're happy to do that too. But we'd like to get the people pumped up. To show the women that they need to care, to show the men that they really need to get their wives here, that they need to make sure the kids are taken care of, make sure the housework's taken care of that week, make sure everything's taken care of so that their women can be here because they want their women to be here. They want their women to have this life-changing experience. Talk schedule. This is totally subject to change. This is just a preliminary outline. 7 p.m. Friday. Welcome. So we'll have an MC. That's something we're going to need. We need somebody who's bubbly, friendly, super high energy. And then we'll do a little bit of an icebreaker. Jennifer and I have a ton of ideas as far as this is concerned. We've seen like mini games of Jeopardy or mini games of like The Price is Right or like there's 1,000 different things we could do. So we have a lot of ideas. That's not something we need to plan. Honestly, we wouldn't even need to plan it until 3 or 4 weeks before aggressively. I have not yet talked to Kevin about praise and worship, but I'm hopeful that we can have at least a small team, praise and worship team each night to do about 15 minutes. I really think that we need praise and worship. I think that that sets the stage for so many things. I really want edgy, aggressive praise and deep worship. And if you think it's appropriate for me to talk to Kevin and ask him, I will. And I'd love to share with him a little bit of the vision of this conference and kind of see what he thinks might be good here. Because there is an anointing on that man's life like no other. And we want to showcase that and allow him to bring the presence of God for us at this women's conference. I'm thinking Friday would be a perfect night for the fashion show. We've got some other ideas, and we can restructure this. We can do a couple different things, but the fashion show would be really good. 7:50 to 8:15, about 25 minutes, probably about 20 to 25 participants. I'll be coordinating this with Claudia. I put a bug in her ear. She's super excited about it. Doesn't seem to think it's going to be a lot of work. It'll pretty much be self-directed. Women will be asked to, and young girls will be asked to come in their best, something modest, something edgy, something trendy. We'll sort it into themes. We'll have hair and makeup available to do maybe some touch-ups, but probably nothing super aggressive. And then after the fashion show, you'll get up and Lady V, I know you're just going to change people's lives on that first night. You are just going to pour into them something that they will never forget. You have encouraged us so much these last months, watching you just catch it. Oh, it's contagious. You make us weep when we see it. And so I just can't wait to see what you do at this women's conference. Then we'll have some conclusions and instructions for Saturday. We had talked about day sessions on Saturday. So we're thinking maybe 11 to 1 for these breakout sessions where we bring in different people. And I don't know what these themes are because you seem to have some ideas last time we met. And I want to roll with those because you have kind of a vision for where you and Pastor E would like the church to go. But some ones I've seen in the past are marriage, one for single moms, one for singles. We've seen group workouts in the past, like group Zumba, which was really, really fun and high energy, and we had a lot of good participation. I'm not sure if that's something you want to do. There's a lot of flexibility with these, and these are self-directed and self-planned by those we appoint to lead them. So we would say, member X from the worship center, you're going to lead a breakout session from 11 to 12 on how to be an effective single mom, or how to raise godly kids as a single mom. And they plan it out, and hopefully we would see a little bit what they were going to do, but it would be self-planned, so not a lot of work on our end. We dismiss around 1, tell them to come back Saturday evening, 7 p.m. Again, a welcome, another icebreaker, 7:10 to 7:20, something fun, something high energy. We're going to need prizes for these. I'm happy to solicit some in the community. Maybe you have some ideas as far as that's concerned as well. Again, 7:30 to 7:45, praise and worship. 7:50 to 8:15, we were thinking maybe something like a shoe show, continuation of the fashion, so we get full use of the stage. But this one, women would dress in all black or all white or just a neutral color, and it would be a time to showcase the shoes. It's been a lot of fun in the past. I think it would work really well here. And then Pastor McQueen will teach from 8:10 to 9-ish. So like I said, we used to go to their church. I've never really seen her preach more than 45, 50 minutes, so I don't think that timeline is anything crazy. I don't know what you want to do after that. Of course, we'll have time for altar time, altar call, and all that stuff. But afterwards, we've seen a lot of dance parties, which has been really, really fun. Innocent stuff, of course, Cupid Shuffle, and Electric Slide, and all the fun things. Not sure if that's something you're interested in or not, but it might be a really fun conclusion to Saturday night. People stay out late on Saturday night anyways. They can still get up in plenty of time. If they're home by 10 o'clock, there should be no reason they can't be in church the next day at 10 o'clock as well. Sunday service is normal as any service is at TWC. I'm not sure how much you want to spill over. I know you talked about Pastor E pouring into his daughters, which I love that idea. I think that's fantastic. I mentioned I had looked into an artist before we talked about not bringing in Christy. I looked into an artist named Casey J, and I'm not sure if you've heard of her. She's kind of a new artist, really, really fun, very, very anointed. Whether you're interested in her for this conference or not, you've got to go look up her song, Fill Me Up. Because that will take you right in. That is an anointed song. I did look into her, heard back from her assistant. Her cost is $500 fee plus travel. If that's something you're interested in for the conference, cool. If not, no worries, but still look her up. I just thought I would pass the information along since I had already had it and wanted to just float it to you. So here's what we need, wrapping everything up. We need an MC, somebody that's super bubbly. I think you might have some ideas that would be better than mine, for sure. We've got to get fashion show and shoe show participants. This is where I think an announcement to the church would be especially beneficial, and I'll be coordinated with Claudia. We need real media, real music, and real people. We had talked about maybe featuring some women's testimonies on video. We've also got access to thousands of videos via the sermon database or sermon video database that Lauren uses for church. So even some of those clips would be really, really cool to show. I've already created playlists for opening music as people are walking in. Again, we want fun, we want edgy, we want anointed. We want to show people that TWC, but not just TWC, the things of God are cool. You don't have to wear a bonnet and a skirt to be cool. To be a Christian, you can just be a normal person. We also need a personal assistant for Pastor McQueen, somebody who will kind of work with her. That's something I think that's in her contract. Jennifer has volunteered. She's happy to do that. She's kind of worked with pastors in the past, so she knows, the things that are needed. So I'm not sure if that's something you're interested in, but know that Jennifer is happy to do that if necessary. Again, 2 things I think we really need. A talk with the congregation. I think we really need they've seen the video. They're going to see the videos again. I'll probably check with you sometime this week and see if it's okay to flash the videos for about 2 more Sundays. And I'll work with Lauren to make sure that they're in the videos for the announcements. I think we need to talk with them. I think we need people to say, look, there's a women's conference coming your way, and we need things. We need people to volunteer to help paint. We need people to model clothes, model shoes. We need volunteers. We need greeters. We're going to need cameramen. We need everybody in this church to really just kind of push this a little bit because it's going to be a powerful evening. We need to excite them and put a passion in them because I think that's what's going to make this successful. And then I think we do need a meeting. I'd really like to meet with you. I'm happy to come to the church. I'm happy to come anywhere that's convenient for you. Just so we can kind of talk and get things moving forward, get a checklist going, get things assigned out. I want to make sure that everything I'm doing fits within your vision, and what you want to see this be and what you think is possible and doable. I want to push your vision forward. So, I'm giving you a lot of information now, but none of this is about Phil Wagner. This is about doing something that will transform people's lives. I really, really believe in this. I'm really, really passionate about this. I'm really, really thankful that you've allowed me to kind of work on the back end. So, we'll chat more, but I wanted to get this information in your hands. I know it's going to take you some time to watch it. No worries. I promise I won't be like busting down your door, texting you saying, hey, did you watch this yet? But whenever you get a chance, feel free to shoot me a text, shoot me a call, shoot me a Facebook message or an email, and let me know what you're thinking and how we can move forward. I love you so much. You're one of my favorite people in this whole wide world, and I am super, super stoked to call you my pastor. Well, I know you're a lady, but you're a pastor to me. So tell Pastor E we said hey, because that guy's awesome too, and we will talk to you soon.